What's up, is Gene, your coach, your motivator, your impact storyteller. This is inGENEious motivation, and I'm here to help you to believe that you're worthy to be great. Are you being controlled by your fear? You have watched so much media, you have listened to so many negative people. Now you've got to the point you cannot even think straight because you are being controlled by fear that you're going to die of a virus. You're being controlled by fear so much that you're at the verge of panicking. And if that's you, it is because you're allowing yourself to be controlled by fear through emotional reasoning. So what is emotional reasoning? Emotional reasoning is when you decide that your feelings are a true reflection of reality. You see, many of us, our fear is getting the best of us. It is controlling us because we have allowed our feelings to drive our life. And if we want to get to the point that we believe that we're worthy to be great, if we want to develop a worthy mindset, we must avoid allowing our fear to control us through emotional reasoning. So the other day, I made a mistake of reading this article online by a guy they call Dr. Doom. And when I started reading, I knew I made a mistake because inside the article, Dr. Doom said that 150 Americans will be infected by the current virus. And as soon as I read that, I was filled with fear. I was like, wow, I'm going to get this. This is the end of the world. I'm not going to be able to live my dreams. And because of this emotional reasoning that I was having inside of me, I was being controlled by fear. And a lot of you are in the same situation right now. You're listening to the media. You're listening to people telling you that's the end of the days. And because you're listening to all this toxicity, you're being controlled by fear through your own emotional reasoning. You see, your feelings are telling you that the things that you're hearing are reality. Your feelings are telling you that it is doomsday. Your feelings are telling you that it's the end of the world. And because you're being controlled by fear through emotional reasoning, you're having a hard time seeing straight, you're having a hard time having faith, and you're losing your belief that we as a people will survive these times. And if you want to get past that, if you want to stop being controlled by fear through emotional reasoning, I have two things that you can do that will help you to bring it to an end. Number one, ask yourself, what is feeding my fear? You see, I was so afraid, but then I realized the reason I was so afraid is because I was listening to the media, but most specifically, I was believing the words of Dr. Doom. See, once I figured out what was feeding my fear and what was allowing my fear to control me through emotional reasoning, then I could get a handle on the situation. And number two, you must challenge what is feeding your fear. You see, I realized that I had to challenge Dr. Doom's opinion. You see, the more I start to challenge his opinion, the more I start to see things very clearly. You see, Dr. Doom is on television. He is giving these negative, pessimistic views on society with the virus. Why? Because he's getting paid for it. You see, I realized that my emotional reasoning was hijacked because I was believing Dr. Doom. You see, Dr. Doom is profiting off of my fear. And once I was able to challenge what was feeding that fear inside of me, then I realized it's just his opinion. There's no evidence. It's just Dr. Doom is on television putting money in his pocket through my fear. So I want to encourage you to look at what's feeding your fear. Look at what is causing you to be controlled by fear through emotional reasoning and start to challenge what is feeding your fear. You see, you're going to realize that most of the things that are feeding your fear is doing it because there's an agenda behind it. Maybe it's the media, it's a person. And once you are able to challenge what is feeding your fear and come up with your own conclusions, then you start to realize you have a choice to believe that you're going to survive. You have a choice to believe this too shall pass. And once you start to realize you have a choice to believe in a positive, then you can stop allowing fear to control you through emotional reasoning.